This is the example video for A7 multiplying polynomials. So we'll take a look at 4 examples in this video. So looking at this first one, we have a binomial multiplied by a binomial. So this means we can use the FOIL method. So if I do that, my first two terms being multiplied, we have x times 6x, which is 6x squared. Outside terms, x times negative 7, which is negative 7x. Inside terms, 5 times 6x, which is a positive 30x. And our outside terms, 5 times negative 7, which is negative 35. So now we know to combine like terms, and then we're done. So we have 6x squared, negative 7 plus 30. Since they're both linear terms, we can combine them. So we have plus 23x, and then our minus 35 tags along. So that is our new simplified polynomial. Okay, so now we have a binomial multiplied by a trinomial. So this is where developing a routine is very important. What I do is I take the first term in my leftmost polynomial and multiply it by every term in my other polynomial. So I'll draw these lines. So I have 4x times x squared, 4x times negative x, and 4x times negative 5. So 4x times x squared is 4x cubed. 4x times negative x is negative 4x squared. And 4x times negative 5 is negative 20x. Okay, so I multiplied this first term by every term in my second polynomial. Now what I'll do the same thing with the second term in my first polynomial. So I'll draw these lines. So I have negative 3 times x squared, which is negative 3x squared. So I'll put that under my first quadratic term that I found. Now I have negative 3 times negative x. That's positive 3x. And now I have negative 3 times negative 5, which is a positive 15. So now all my information is stacked by degree. So now I can combine like terms. So I have 4x cubed, negative 4x squared minus 3x squared is negative 7x squared. Negative 20x plus 3x is negative 17x. Then of course I have my plus 15. So that would be my solution. Pause the video if you need more time. Let's move down to the last two, almost done. So, since my routine is to take my leftmost term in my first polynomial and multiply it by every term in my second polynomial, I'm going to continue to do that. So I have this 3x squared, which I'll multiply by 3x, and I also have this 3x squared, which I'll multiply by positive 3. So 3x squared times 3x would be 9x cubed. 3x squared times positive 3 would be a positive 9x squared. So now what I'll do, I'll move over to this term because I've multiplied my 3x squared by every term in my second polynomial. So I'll draw more lines. Actually, I'll switch colors here too. So I have negative 2x times 3x, and I'll have negative 2x times positive 3. So negative 2x times 3x would be negative 6x squared, and negative 2x times positive 3 would be negative 6x. So now I'll change colors again. We have one more term to take care of. So we have this negative 2 that we also need to multiply by 3x and 3. So negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. And negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. So now I have all my information stacked according to degree, so now I can combine like terms. So I have 9x cubed. I have 9x squared minus 6x squared, which I know is a positive 3x squared. I have negative 6x minus 6x, which is negative 12x. And then I have minus 6. So that will be my final answer. Okay, so let's move on to our last example. So I'll take my first term over here and multiply it by every term in my other polynomial. So I have 2a squared times 4a squared, which is 8a to the fourth. 2a squared times negative 5a, which is negative 10a cubed. 2a squared times 6, which is 12a squared. So I'm done with this term. So I'll change colors here. Nice brown color. So I have negative 6a, which is being multiplied by every term in my other polynomial. So I have negative 6a times 4a squared. So I know that is negative 24a cubed. I have negative 6a times negative 5a, which is a positive 30a squared. And I have negative 6a times positive 6, which I know is negative 36a. So we still have a third term to take care of. So I'll multiply this 2 by 4a squared, negative 5a, and positive 6. So 2 times 4a squared is 8a squared, which is positive. 2 times negative 5a is negative 10a. And 2 times 6 is a positive 12. So I have all my information stacked now. It's easy to look at and very easy to combine like terms at this point. So I have 8a to the fourth, negative 10a cubed minus 24a cubed is negative 34a cubed. Now I have 12a squared plus 30a squared plus 8a squared. So 12 plus 30 is 42 plus 8 leaves me with a positive 50a squared. Negative 36a minus 10a is negative 46a. And then of course I have my plus 12. So this would be my final answer, this quartic polynomial with 5 terms. So at this point you are ready for practice on A7 multiplying polynomials.